What's going on, guys? We got a big fat stuffed box here full of frame arms girl goodness. This is the Ayatsuki based off of the Magatsuki frame arms kit. This one is basically kind of like a light armor version of that. So I haven't taken a look actually at the frame arms girl Magatsuki. Hopefully I will be able to do that in the future for you guys. But for now, this one is a recent release. So let's go ahead and check it out. I've been seeing it a bunch on Twitter. And even though it's the light armor, like I said, it's still, like I said, a very fat, thick box. There's a lot of stuff in here. So let's go ahead and crack it open for today's review. Right, so taking a look at the box, I always love the box art design here for the Frame Arms Girls kits. Just really nice design, colors and everything on there. You got the nice illustration of the character, your kind of color swatches up here, which is always a nice detail of the box art design. But there's the front, the ends, as you can see just how thick the box is, very nice. On one side of the box, we've got some photographs of the kit. Now this is all painted, so there you can see front and back view of the painted kit, and then some of the accessories here that are going to be included. You've got the chain weapon with some nice clear effect parts and everything for those. And of course you can customize with some different parts. Gimmick there, that would be with the armor parts of the Magatsuki. And here's how the kit is going to look straight out of the box. And it looks pretty good, I gotta say, just straight out of the box, it looks really nice. Obviously gonna be missing a few like small little color apps straight out of the box, but overall it looks really good. You got some really nice face expression parts here for this one as well. Your 3 face parts give you a really nice range of expression, so that's cool. You can get a lot of personality out of the character of the kit there. And then over here, a couple of hair types we have included as well, and those waterside decals included. Also, the list price for this one going to be coming in at 8,000 yen in total. But like I said, you can tell just how much stuff is in here. So let's go ahead and check it all out. Right off the bat, what I'm noticing is that aside from the instruction manual, we do also have this extra booklet, which is really cool. This is the Frame Arms Girl Ayatsuki Designer's Note. It's the same box art here on the front, and then here on the back, a really cool little chibi version. Nordy127 profile, I guess that would be the designer. And this looks really cool. So you have some more artwork, and here is a bit about the contents, illustrations featuring Ayatsuki, illustrations featuring the Durga series, comic, fan art of Ayatsuki, and illustrations featuring Wilbur 9. That's what's going to be included in here. So let's just go through this. A really cool illustration book all about the character there. On the next one here, just some more sketches of that, character sketches, just kind of how the parts were designed. Over here, the Durga series, some more artwork here. A little comic on the center pages, obviously all in Japanese, but that all looks very fun. That continues here onto the next page. And some more Ayatsuki artwork here with a little bit different design, utilizing this kind of motorcycle there. That looks really awesome. Some more artwork here. So these are obviously from just different artists. So I don't know if this was like commissioned by Kotobukiya to have these artists do their kind of different ones. But here's the Wilbur 9, which is another Frame Arms kit. So I'm not sure if they're going to be coming out with a Frame Arms Girl version of this. I believe I saw that they are. So I guess this is sort of like a teaser as to what's coming with that kit. But if this is something that's going to be included with all future Frame Arms Girls kits, that's really awesome. I love the idea of this. I'm sure it adds to the price overall of the kits, unfortunately, but it's a really cool addition, just like for people who enjoy the line and just for collectors. It's really nice. As for the instruction manual here on the back side, you have some reference images there with the color guide. I'm guessing this is continued on, yep, from the first page of the color guide and decal guide there. The decals are going to be mostly for the eyes and a couple just little line bits there, it looks like. On the front inside pages here, you've got some photographs of the kit in different poses, a little bit there about the frame arms Magatsuki, which this is, as I said, based off of. And then we've got our parts list on the next page, and then just getting into the construction after that. So yeah, again, it feels pretty hefty. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here, considering the fact that from the box art you would think like, oh, you know, it's not really all that much, but there's a good amount of stuff in here, so let's get into it. Starting off by just taking a quick peek at those waterslide decals there. Yeah, it's just eyes, a couple little line bits, and then a couple of little like sweat droplets is what those are that you can put on there on the kit, so that's pretty fun. And alright, there's a lot of contents here to get through, so let's start off with the polycaps are here in a light brown color. Our standard base plate here for the frame arms kits is in a slightly metallic silver light gray color. Very cool. Got the chain in here, which is in a shiny black. Got our hands for the kit, which are also going to be in black. Open expressive hands, closed fists, open resting hands, holding hands, and trigger finger extended holding hands. And then our pre-printed parts are going to consist of the part for the front and back of the hips, this one and this one right there. And then as you can see, there's our face parts right there, which again, the printing on those, as always, looks fantastic. Runner A is going to be all of our hair parts in dark purple. Runners B, C, and D, we have 2 of the C runner, 2 of the D runner. These are all going to be in this dark blue color. Runners E, F, and H are in this molded gold, but it looks really nice kind of copper gold here that shines really brightly. No G runner, by the way, so I didn't miss anything, but there's all your gold parts. Runner I, we have 2 of, that's going to be some clear pink sword effect parts, and then runner I2 is going to be some more sword effect parts, including like the pink flaming sword effects, which look really nice here for this. Runner J is going to be a few white accent parts. Runner K is some more armor in that dark blue color. Runners L and N we have 2 of in skin tone color and in like a shaded skin tone color. That's meant to recreate the look of like sort of like a tights or like a thin layer of like tight clothing over the skin. That's what that's meant to look like. But if you wanted to just go straight up skin tone, you can do that. It looks like here as well. Runner O is some accent parts here in a really nice orangish yellow color. Runner P we also have 2 of. One is in that light brown color and one is in black. Runner Q we have 2 of, but they're both in black for a couple little joint parts. And runners R, S and T we have 2 of those. Those are going to be some of the weapons parts, and these are just all in a medium gray color. Runner U is some more parts here in clear pink. Runner W is our wrist joint parts there in black. Runner X is some more skin tone parts there for kind of the back side of the face, or like the ears anyway. Runner Y is some more parts in like a really dark gray, including a couple options for that part on the stomach armor, which is really nice. And lastly, Runner Z is going to be a couple of more parts in that orangish yellow color there for some ties that will go up in the hair. And that's it. Alright guys, so here is Ayatsuki all built up. Really nice. I've got to say, this is definitely going to be one of the nicest frame arms girls kits that I've built. We have a ton of accessories. Obviously, as we're seeing it now, this is going to be in the base form, and that's how I wanted to start off the review, just so you guys can see kind of it in its most simple base form, and then we can add more and more onto it, because there's quite a lot of different armor parts and weapons parts and things that we're going to add onto this kit. But overall, just the base form and just the kit itself, super nice, super solid, great design, great details on it. I really like the accents of the pink clear parts in there. Those are really nice, and like the yellow accents, because it's like a really dull orange yellow kind of color. There's a really nice just color scheme for this one, so I'm really happy with this. And so yeah, as it always goes with these kits, we just have a ton of accessories, so let's go ahead and get right into that. And so we'll start off with the head and work our way down to the feet as far as the option accessories go, and then we'll move on to the weapons, but we've got quite a lot here. So first off, for the head, you have a whole entire head that you can make. So like for this part here for the bangs, if you don't want this armor plate right there, you just have a regular set of bangs. Here's another one of our option faces. For the hairstyle, you can have it with the twin tails like that, or just with just the plain short hair. Then we've got 2 other options as well, one for just a single like pigtail off to the left side and one off to the right side, so you have options for that. Our third face plate here, all of those of course looking very nice. For the little armor panel there on the front of the head, you have 3 different options of parts that you might want to put into there. This really tiny little just kind of bronze jewel part, then another option which kind of goes in there like that, just kind of one bit off to the side, or a third option which gives you a much larger headdress piece like that. And moving down to our option piece here for the chest, there is what that's going to look like. It has the addition of that kind of bronze, gold, and the clear pink part in there like that, which look really nice for the armored form. And then you've got a piece of stomach armor here as well, and we actually have 4 different options for this. So for this, you need to take out that white piece there in the center, and you're going to replace it with this piece here like that. So there's option 1, and we have option 2, 3, and 4 here. So they're all going to be kind of similarly shaped, but the inside part is going to be looking a little bit different for whichever one of those you might want to choose. And then this part here attaches in at the back right there, and these clear parts kind of wrap around the torso, as you'll see in just a minute. I'll put all this stuff here on the kit in just a moment once we take a look at some posing. These armor pieces, which will plug onto the side of the hips right here for wrapping around that part. Back up here for our upper arm armor, we're going to replace that white ring here with these parts like that, and you can just have that. And when we're also going to add more armor onto there, adding these armor pieces, which are supposed to have gold on the trim. There's going to be a few missing color apps, mostly just like little bits of gold here and there. It would have been nice if they would have pre-printed like the gold details on everything, but those are going to be added onto there, as well as these parts, which are going to be added here onto the side of the arm for some added armor onto the lower arm as well. And then for here at the front, not necessarily like armor, but sort of like armor and cloth accessory, which is going to plug right here on the front of the hips. And this is articulated slightly so you can make it look like that cloth is kind of like blowing in the wind there, which is cool. We've got all of our different hand parts for the kit, of course, closed fists, open expressive hands, open resting hands, and then of course 2 types of holding hands, one with the finger extended and one without. Moving down here to the legs, you can add this part in there. If you wanted to add a hard point onto the side of the legs, you just add that between the black and the kind of skin tone part right there. And then here for like the lower part of the thigh, you're going to replace that with this part, which again really nicely uses the bow there at the back, so it keeps that and just adds the armor around the rest of the leg. We've got this piece here, which is going to go at the knee, which again adds more of that nice clear pink. Armor piece here for the lower leg, which just kind of fits down over that. These parts here, which are added onto the side, but these can also be added up onto the shoulder as well, depending on how you want to utilize these parts. These can kind of go wherever. These also have a little bit of articulation here with those. And then the armored version of the feet, which are much larger here, look much more hefty. These have a nice toe bend there for those. And that's going to be it for all the option parts for the body, essentially. Getting into the weapons here, we've got this one, which is on a metal chain. Here at the end, you've got a clear part and then this kind of like clear hook blade there at the other end, which looks very cool. You've got this set of kunai, which attach at the lower back. You can kind of adjust the angle of those, and each of these you can take off of there and have each of those as a single handheld blade if you want. And we've got her sword rack here up for the back. So you've got a lot of points of articulation here with these. You can move each of them individually. You can move each like section like that. Now these pull out and you've got a long sword, and then these pull out of here as well for a shorter sword. And you've got some options for these, but I just want to give you guys a look at how these are going to compare. So a much more substantial sword there for the larger one. And we have options for the effect parts. So of course we've got the kind of flaming sword kind of looking effect parts for those. So for the shorter sword and the longer sword. But of course, if you use these effect parts, then you can't store them on the backpack with these effect parts in use, but that's how that's going to look there, for example, with that sword. Really cool effect parts here for this. Last couple things, then we've got a few different little connection parts that you're going to use for attaching the armor and accessories onto there. Also got a couple of clear pink adapter pieces, just 3mm adapter pegs. And then this piece, which is particularly interesting because this plugs into the bottom of the foot, so you can hold a sword in the foot. Now, unfortunately, this toe doesn't bend down. It would look nicer, I think, if the toe could bend down a bit more flat. But with that piece, you can hold a sword handle there in the foot like that, or you can attach onto these pegs on the side. You can attach 2 of the kunais onto the side of there for attaching weapons onto the feet as well, for doing some sort of like kicking attack, which is very cool. Lastly, and probably least exciting, is the stand, but of course an essential accessory that's certainly going to come in handy. I love these stands because they're very simple, but they are quite effective for holding up these kits, so they work really well. Alright, so let's try out some poses here with this kit, and just real quick, pros and cons. Pros, of course, it has tons of accessories, tons of weapon options, so there's about 1,000,001 different ways that you can have this kit outfitted, and then of course it's compatible with all Kotobukiya's other different weapons and accessories, MSG parts, other frame arms girl kits, so it's wide open for customization. There's especially a lot of different MSG weapon sets that are kind of like samurai kind of themed that I feel like would go really well with this, so you certainly have plenty of options there for that if you're not satisfied with the large amount of accessories that you have with this kit. And all the details, the molding on this is great. So overall, I think you're getting a ton of bang for your buck with this kit, and it's a solid kit. The faces on it are really nice. You have a nice range of expressions with those. The printing quality, of course, fantastic. All the clear pink parts just around on the kit look really nice. The effect parts as well for the blades are awesome. The metal chain is really cool. The only thing about that is that if you wanted to have that in some sort of like dynamic pose, it's obviously just going to be held down by gravity. What I would suggest to you guys to do if you wanted to have that chain like in a particular pose is you can just get some thin wire and just kind of run it through the chain. And of course it's going to like break the look of the chain a little bit just because now it looks like it's got a wire running through it, but it is one way to make it so that the chain is holding a particular pose. And so getting into the negatives of this kit, there's not really going to be too much to say other than there's a lot of little color apps. Like if you look at the painted sample, a lot of little accents, especially mostly gold accents and things like that, that are missing from the kit just straight out of the box. That's not really, shouldn't be anything too surprising, but if you did want it to be completely color accurate, you are going to have to do a little bit of gold painting at the very least, mostly gold anyway. But it's definitely going to help the look of the kit overall, painting in some of those accents just because it helps to add to the kind of ornamental samurai kind of styling of the kit. I feel like adding more details and everything will look really nice for this. But either way, just straight out of the box, fantastic looking kit, awesome addition to the line. If you guys are interested in checking out this kit or anything else from Kotobukiya or any other kind of Mecha Musume kit, we've got all sorts here at USA Gundam Store. You can check the link in the video description to the website and you can check out everything there on the site. Aside from the kits, of course, we've got paints and tools and supplies, everything else that you guys might be looking for as well. And as for this kit, guys, it's really awesome. I can highly recommend it for you if you're a fan of the Frame Arms girls or just if you're a fan of Mecha Musume kits in general. This one I think is really nice, definitely one that I would recommend to not pass up. So check it out. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think about this design overall? Is it one that you've maybe already got or you're planning on getting, or one that you would like to get, or just you're not interested in it for some reason? But let me know. And if you'd also like to like the video and subscribe while you're here, that'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you all so much for all of your support. I hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.